Parents, a child who cannot function without you today will not hesitate to demand the world from you tomorrow. I will say that again for those at the back. A child who cannot function without you today will not hesitate to demand the world from you tomorrow. Dependence is a slow but deliberate apprenticeship into entitlement, and many parents, unfortunately, train their own children in this art. What begins at birth as a need for help grows into a demand for service, and before you know it, you are trapped, held hostage by expectations you created. Children are not born dependent, they arrive helpless. There's a difference. There is a natural instinct to master their environment. A toddler insists on feeding themselves with clumsy hands, or a preschooler struggle to zip up their own jacket. Independence is their default state until it is disrupted. Who disrupts it? You. A parent who hovers, intervenes, and makes everything easier. The mother who rushes to fix every minor struggle. The father who carries his child's backpack long after they are strong enough to manage it. The parents who, in the name of love, remove every obstacle, preventing their child from discovering what they are capable of. These small, well-intentioned actions accumulate until the child learns a dangerous lesson. Others will always do for me what I can do for myself. This is how dependence is cultivated, and once established, it feeds on itself. A child who has never had to solve their own problems develops not only helplessness, but also resentment towards any expectation that they should. The same child who once whined for help tying their shoelaces will later lash out when asked to do something bigger. Their expectation is not mere assistance, but your submission to their demands. The irony is that their frustration is real. They have been trained to rely on external intervention, and when it is suddenly withdrawn, they experience that withdrawal as a betrayal. You created a child who cannot stand on their own, and now they are furious at you for not carrying them. Psychologist Wendy Gronick's research on parenting styles demonstrates that autonomy, supportive parenting, where children are given opportunities to make choices, solve problems, and manage tasks, leads to higher competence and self-motivation. And in contrast, over-involved parenting produces children who are anxious, passive, and entitled. These findings are not abstract theories. They manifest in everyday life. The child who was never asked to help with household chores becomes the teenager who assumes housework is someone else's job. You know who. The student whose parents managed every deadline grows into the adult who is paralyzed by the simplest responsibility. And the moment life demands more than they are prepared to give, they expect someone, usually you, to fix it. Breaking this cycle starts with an uncomfortable truth. Your child will struggle, and you must let them. Not recklessly, not cruelly, but deliberately. The frustration of learning, of struggling to do things themselves, is a rehearsal for the greater frustrations of adulthood. The discomfort of carrying their own weight, physically and metaphorically, prepares them to withstand the pressures of real life. Every task they master on their own is a deposit in their future resilience. The alternative is a child who expects ease, resents effort, and demands that the world adjust itself to their convenience. Remember that helplessness is the natural state of all children, but whether it grows into dependence and entitlement is totally determined by what you as a parent does or does not do. One child will grow into an independent, non-entitled child, not because they were not born helpless, but because their parent enabled the equally default part that yearns for self-reliance. The greatest disservice you can do to your child is to make them comfortable in weakness. Life will not massage them. The world is not kind to dependency. And the sooner your child learns to navigate on their own, the better for them. A dependent child is a demanding child, but an independent child is a liberated one. Free to explore, to fail, to grow, and most importantly, free from the burden of waiting for others to make their life work. Thank you for your time. See you in the next lesson.